Let's do a little replay review here. This is a Gold 2 Raynor on Battlefield of Eternity. Custom match with coordinated teams. So we don't need to really talk about the draft or other people in the game, which is great. We can focus entirely on Crushinator. A fairly even game. Just felt like I wasn't having a huge impact, looking for some positioning and targeting critiques. It is a really good skin. You look really good. I think you kind of took it down to kind of a Western vibe, and I'm feeling it. Seeing this exact horse in the shop, I thought it had a little bit more green to it, but now seeing it, the steel, you know, kind of lines up with your shoulder pad steel. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. What really depends is if the sound effects and the graphics are giving you away more. I know there's band skins in Heroes Lounge and NGS and all that. You know, we love him. We love him, but I'm going to get rid of the announcer just so we're not listening to announcers while we're trying to think. So we got a solo lane Arthas, a Johanna down at the bottom. Things are looking really squishy on the enemy side with a Ana, Vala, and Jaina, except for that old crazy problem that you can't just go kill Ana because she's going to put you to sleep. Bam, thank you for the 4 months. I agree, beautiful. You look great, and that's half the battle. There's an Imperious main tank, a amateur opponent Artanis, so we're looking at some pretty hefty burn. Our burn is you, Sylvanas, and we don't have really old Lich King's DPS is pretty decent, but it's not going to be the same as Artanis, so we need to defend with our big boys and get you guys burning. Probably you'd be the one to burn in the back, I'd say, while Sylvanas does all the teleporting cool stuff for team fights, since she's going to have less positional issues. I like you getting up around the side here. Putting your shots in the enemy team here and there. Holding on to threes. That's fine. That's fine. Imperious could have been looking at you. I've got no problem with that. You, I think, are the snappy interrupt to an Imperious, though. So we might want to hold on to those penetrating rounds pretty religiously as the game gets going here. We are looking at your view, so unless there's been a bug, looks like you're using locked camera, which isn't a big deal. Johanna's going out in front. Sylvanas, so that's yours to interrupt, and it looked like you didn't. So that'd be your first job. It's like the Bright Wing or any of those other kind of instant abilities that are going to get rid of that Imperious Spear and stop the stun. Ideally, you can catch it ahead of time, but sometimes him laying the spear and just stopping him from being connected for the end of it is a good idea. But you're using Johanna out in front of you. You're using your lane well to block the skill shots of things like Jaina. Their lane clears pretty fast, but so is yours. Yeah, nice little 3-shot into the middle there as it goes. Some inspiration to get everybody going. Anduin's doing it, and you're off to camp a little early by the looks of it. Anduin's coming with you, so I know it's a coordinated call. Wait, hang on. No, we're not camping. Wait, what's that? Anduin thinks you're camping. You're going to go do the top camp. Oh, perfect. Cool. I guess Anduin got confused. And now, actually, him lining up with Sylvanas will actually be a pretty decent camp timing in the Gold 2 range. Oh, ooh, ooh. You've got an Arthas. He's flanking. This looks like it's going to go really well. Nice. Very cool. There was a lot of fear there while you still had your heal and an Arthas closing in, but you know, you kind of scared him back. He engaged deeper, so maybe in the end you sort of gave him you hoodwinked him and were able to get a kill that otherwise would have walked away. I would say you're probably doing this too fast right now. Oh, nice, nice. Hold on to it. Wait for him to the wall. Aw. Mainly he still had shields up was the concern there. So those shields will fail, and your penetrating round will go through the wall as well. And then just leave the right click going. So basically what you do there is you right click him. You're now locked onto him. If he breaks sight, the right click's going to break. So the second he walks through the gate, you penetrating round at max range, which is going to push less. and then the spell ping on him is going to reveal him for that final auto attack. So a lot of playing Raynor is not very elegant. It's basically right-clicking somebody and then just sitting back and letting the right-click ride, because your clicks and your management of the character is actually going to perform less DPS than you could otherwise. Stop controlling your character is the advice. It's silly, but with Raynor, there's a lot of just like, let it ride. I've clicked the right target. I do this too. Like, I'll lock on to the exact target I want to be, and I'll be like, right click, right click. Oh man, this guy really needs to die. And instead, you just need to be like, oh, okay, I'm good. That was a great interrupt. That was very snappy. That's exactly what you should be doing. Yeah, I do it too, because you want to like stutter step, and you hear like, and on Vala, you're more squishy and all that too. You feel like what you want to do is click the right person, stutter step, click the right person, stutter step. But what actually happens is you usually end up stutter stepping and now targeting the wrong person or accidentally attacking the lane, depending on your settings. And it's been a while since I've looked them up, but let's see. Mouse and keyboard. Is it drag gameplay, perhaps? Attack move target point. So you may want to play around with this as well. If enable attack move concentrates on the closest enemy to the target point, it is able to attack move concentrated on the closest enemy to your hero. So turning this off and on may change how you're able to control that hero, and if you are going to attack a nearby lane minion accidentally, or actually aim at the hero you're looking at. Lane's pushing top. Looks like you guys are good. Oh, close. That's a shame. We could go through and be like, okay, who wasn't auto-attacking hard enough, but we'll let it ride and just go to the next phase. We all rode top because there was a camp, and yeah, I guess Arthas would add some trouble. Sylvanas doesn't look like she's in any danger anyway. Let's take a look at your talents so far. If anything's weird, we got Exterminator, Fight or Flight, and Unstable Combat. This is all fine. It's all perfectly fine. And very much on point for the sort of burn you're trying to make up for with an Artanis on the enemy side where you have that Arthas. So I like all this. But yeah, right here, it's weird because it feels counterintuitive to how you've been learned to play a lot of the heroes, but just stop moving. Just auto attack and let those, every single one of those be at full attack speed, particularly while inspiring. Of course, it's putting out stuns and stuff like that too, which is causing you to sidestep, which I think is actually harder because you're standing still for a time and then you have to move. And now my brain's like, no, wait, I'm not supposed to be. Oh my goodness, I didn't practice moving this whole time. Now I got in the stun. Not playing a video game is a lot harder than it looks. It looks like you're once again rotating up for the Merc camp. And I'd assume you have the timing pretty good. Yeah. Ooh, taking a little break. Bottom might have a little bit issue, but you got Exterminator here, so I don't think this is a bad idea. You're targeting the middle guy, which is nice for that splash. Nice. That will ruin your splash a little bit, but you know, you're getting through it. It's fine. Arthas is keeping the Artanis nice and busy. They killed somebody in the bottom, which is just not your responsibility or your participation at all, but it feels fabulous. You might as well push since you're here. You got Arthas frontline. There is a little bit of thing here where you got 45 seconds. Could you have hit Adrenaline Rush? Been full healed? Now have it again on the other side? Using Adrenaline Rush out of combat? Hi, Artanis. Keep that health high. Use it twice rather than once at some unknown point in time. And because you didn't go with the level 1 talent, which is called Ace in the Hole, I'm not all that concerned that you're not targeting Arthas's pick, but there could have been more pressure on Artanis there with just some good old-fashioned right-clicking and letting it ride. Oh, Arthas went in deep. I think he thought you were going to be there for him. Wow. Oh. Oh, okay. What happened? Is it Merc camps? Yeah, well, maybe the poison would have gotten him. But yeah, Arthas died. You're pretty deep in there. I like your targeting, though, since the backline isn't doing that much right now. That is not a good cast, though. That's not going to go get a lot done. But, no, you got plenty of time. You got way too much time until they're 10. And they should be forced off the map, clearing your merc camps in the top, so... And then that call is made for you guys to go on that camp, and if you had Hyperion, would that be a call you could make? So I think we're going to be a little rough on you about that Hyperion cast, because there's probably something in the next 100 seconds that would be a lot more value, and they're still not 10. But I'm happy you used it. Like, we're talking gold. So if you were bronze and silver, I'm really happy you cast it during a time where you had a superior moment where they weren't going to have 10s in the first place. However, now we don't have Hyperion for objective or to invade that camp. And that probably would have been the best use some 20 seconds later for you to invade that camp there. Johanna did not grab Sins Exposed, so the blind there was probably for heroes. She got a little roar action going on. You backed up there, and it seemed like you were maybe holding on to your third shot, your trait, until the blind was gone, but then you fired anyway, so I think you were just repositioning out of some fear. Those are good. Those are good. Gosh, Imperious is hard to kill. Anduin's doing some great pulls. That was a very important disengage. And you all make it out? No, Sylvanas is dead. That's another Hyperion cast that could have happened there. But a lot of this is just coming down to some really simple optimizations for yourself, which is nice. Anduin is spreading out the targets, making it harder for you to clear with your Exterminator and your third shot trait. I think right now you're just too excited. A little too amped up to be playing Raynor. You're a very important part of this comp, for sure. They desperately need you to be targeting the right thing and being in there all the time. But mostly, your team will structure better. Your Johanna will have an easier time tanking for you. Anduin will know where to heal if you just stop moving so much, in a sense. And then Artana shows up, and of course you get a wiggle. I know that was a really good hold. Maybe a little early even, but still, like they held the camp. That was fabulous. Anduin being aggressive. Things are always easiest to cast on yourself, so I don't mind it at all. You're not in any danger, but you took the forward position there. You're not having any mana issues either, but you are casting Penetrating Round at times when it doesn't have to be cast. But again, you're not having mana issues, so those aren't really climaxing into anything bad during this game. Yeah, just walk into the inner circle. Don't bother stutter stepping through all this. Just get inside this inner circle, and those stuns won't ever hit you. Spin like that, and then we go into 2 circle stuns. So just step out during the initial spin, and then stand inside for the 2 stuns, and just stand there. Ideally, Johanna's going out and getting you sight so that you know if there's an Artanis who's going to target your standstill behind. All right. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Nice. You got a pretty good angle here for the Hyperion. We're running a little late now. Nice interrupt again. Oh, do it. Nice job. Oh, bummer. A little off. Just plant those feet. There you go, right there. No way. Very cool. All right, well, now we have Hyperion for the upcoming objective. There's a nice combo, though, with the Syndragosa and the Blessed Shield and the Hyperion. That could just make a lot of noise. I like that you went to go clear up the lane. You're probably the best lane clear outside of Sylvanas here. She does have Mercenary Queen. That's fine. No, it's not a critique. I was curious to see if she increased her lane clear with her level 4. You're actually scaring them off here during their time when they would be defending. However, we also used Black Arrow at the same time, which kind of negates your Hyperion's zoning. So I would say talk with your Sylvanas. Black Arrow or Hyperion should be active for this push right now. We didn't need to spend both during those. Great pull by Anduin again. Getting somebody out. I mean, looks like it may have been accidental, but that was a great moment. Johanna running in. You're dodging these rings really well. Getting some Inspire. I think with a Hyperion or a Black Arrow, we could have pulled that off. Yep, walking away. Good stuff. The sleep. Oh, sleeps are horrifying. Alright, so they're probably going to do bottom camp. Good call. Get top. That'll get a fort for us if they ignore it. That's a really big wave crashing into their building, too. Okay, there's Artanis. Looks like you are often rotating faster than your team. Which, in a coordinated environment here, because you said you guys are a full 5-stack, makes me wonder if you're doing the shot calling? And trying to get people caught up to you? Oh, dear. Oh, it's easy to say from our position that we could see that coming because we saw Imperius a little early and a pushback would have netted you the camp, but they rotated as a really tight stack and your front line was still dead. Oh, that's a shame. Yep, I agree with Sylvanas. I agree with Sylvanas here. A little bit of hindsight. So they're going to get your top fort instead. And that's fine, because it's all the better that everyone just stays alive. Probably runs straight to this camp instead of wandering around up here. Because now they're all going to come down for your camp. So it's time to get out of here. They're going to do that. You got 2 lanes to clear. They got 16. So it's uphill battle time. You got yourself Giddy Up, which is perfectly fine. And Paint 'em Red, which is a great talent. So yes, yes, yes. You probably wouldn't do anything else here. Raynor's talent picks aren't terribly diverse. Raynor's back up. Let's find him again. Okay, they've caused a swap. Arthas is still clearing. Well, that's a lucky defense. As Arthas shows up, maybe we can coordinate that Hyperion with his Syndragosa for maximum damage. There's a great point right now that Hyperion would really be rocking. A tiny bit late, but I think Artanis is going to get rocked there. And you're connected. You have a slow on that auto. Oh. I still don't think you kill him, but let's get you back on the objective. Looks like a lot. You're just making your job harder for yourself in that way. By clicking too much. As ridiculous as that sounds. Oh, Arthas. I'm looking at Ural's health on the Immortal here to see if anything goes bad. Hey, targeted tank, nothing tragic there, and his level 16 talent is coming into play pretty well. Looks like we just got really off rhythm for penetrating round there. So we ended up not being able to stop him, but luckily they were targeting all the tanks. Imperius still wants some. Hey, well, Imperius always wants some. He's pretty darn good at getting some. Cool. I like that you spend a little bit of time during the load up here. And you certainly don't need the orbs or anything like that. So you're doing a good job taking on some lane clear duties for your team, which is lacking it a little bit. You got Johanna and stuff, but you know. You're not running a Jaina who can just run up and one-shot it and move on. That was a surprise. I didn't expect Imperius to land that either. You know, I think there's a brief moment here where your life into Imperius and this push would have been made a lot easier if you took out this side wall. Because you all had to crowd into this area and were constantly overlapping each other, and you were trying to get back, and Imperius was able to get that connect. I think you just walk up, maybe even farm 2 shots on that and put it into the fort so it splashes around a little bit, but get rid of that wall, and you give yourself a little more space to get in here and be on your own tank, because that's the problem. The tanks ran in here and then occupied this bottom half, and because Sylvanas and Anduin were up here, you sort of ended up in this weird sort of choke. So going around, opening up the choke versus Imperius. So just some right-click action. Let's see it. He always walks out. Oh, Johanna's hurting. There's Sindragosa, though. Sylvanas dodges another blind. They really do have a lot of tools for you. That is going to partially get... Oh, my goodness. Sylvanas with the long fly. Okay. That was a good backup. You performed your job well. Plus, you are supplying an area, penetrating round reduction, so we're not giving it too much. Let's see. Some pepper cooldowns. I think you did everything you could there. It's a very wide spear and then adjusts people to the center, making it all the more powerful for things like his particular build. With Flash of Anger and all that to follow up. So it can be frustrating getting hit by Imperius. Got our Bruiser camp coming up. I didn't mind that camp taking the bottom at all. Johanna's here, clearing. 2 minutes. Looks like we're good. Arthas is back up. So we're looking pretty good. They're not terribly close to 20 that we have to just avoid the objective here. Arthas is rotating a little dangerous for how below uppy they can be, though, with their Jaina Vala Imperius comp. Arthas is out by himself. So I see what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, I gotta straddle both the Arthas and the Johanna. Should one of them find something, we need to be able to make something happen. So step in there early, activate the spin. So the Immortal will trigger the pattern based on where you're located when you engage him. So when you get in here on Raynor, step up into this initial circle to get him to do the spin, so that you can then step into the inner circle when it's over, and he'll just do the outside stuff. So here we're now on an unknown pattern in a sense, because it'll probably do 2 slams on the outside and then go for that later on, which might have been your strategy. If you're aware of this, you may have wanted him to not spin so you could occupy that space later on. They burn so fast, though. Still, the best thing is range. I like it because it just gets the unknown part out of the way. Those random stuns can be interacted with by the enemy team. Let's see. As long as this is a call with your team, I think this is fine. In a solo queue game, I would say that camp clear was pretty risky. But it seems like everyone was on board. Everyone's health is high. So no real harm done. I just want to see Sindragosa and Hyperion happen at the same time. So we got a stun. We know it's going to stun again soon. Now would be our time to step up. So now we're kind of like, okay. This is our time when we can interact with the Immortal over there because he's not going to be as dangerous. In fact, he'll even save your butt there. That's a fine Hyperion right through the choke, pressuring the backline. Ana can't heal people around her very well, so I like all this. Look how hard you're just wailing on Imperius, and he just doesn't move an inch. It's just disgusting. Anduin with the more of a reassurance of a grab there. Where did they... I guess they all got scared. It honestly looked really scary for you guys, but they're the ones who left. Oh, they're grabbing wells and stuff. Oh, man. Another good Anduin grab. Level 20 Anduin grab. So he's got 2 of them. Oh, Sylvanas is stepping up a little bit. You don't want to go get your well, and I understand that because there is pressure happening on the map. That penetrating round did not do a job. That was a scared penetrating round. You have cooldown reduction and everything else, but I think just walking away was the right call there. Alright, they are stacked. They're getting their Artanis back. We got a dead Johanna who's coming up in 4. We got 40 seconds on Arthas, but he will come back up with Syndragosa. Oh, man. The right call on paper right now for your team is to go around the back here and try to kill Vala on Jaina while Imperius and Artanis hunt around up here and then deal with the Immortal once it's gotten rid of your fort and stuff like that. As lame as that is, a good old-fashioned defense feels good, but you guys have to get rid of that backline because they're the ones that are going to destroy your core should this be victorious. Repulp, thank you for the 10 months. Happy Thursday to you. So you're stepping up. They're dancing around. They're actually the back line is actually pretty close here, so the backline flank wouldn't have been all that useful. He cast that blind so early, but it really cuts down on your ability to burn things, so in a way it's actually doing a really good job. We could do here a backwards Hyperion, where you fire the Hyperion on top of the Immortal, walking back towards your core. So as they want to advance, they would have to stay in it rather than casting it this way, which is going to cause everybody to be like, oh, I'm not going to run backwards. I'm going to run this way. So we could put out a little Hyperion action and see what happens. You're doing a great job just burning, though. And that's actually going to zone them out pretty decently, too. You can see how much they fear it, even though they could probably just stand in it with the amount of healing they have. That was a good bomb. Level 20 Johanna. We're still clearing the lane, though. Our targeting, you're trying to stutter step too much again, and the targeting just wasn't working out through that whole thing. Luckily, your team was able to target and get down what you needed. So you know what maybe we can do for you? Maybe we can say that when you go Exterminator, you don't use Penetrating Round for lane clear ever. And not because of mana issues, but just because it's such an important part of your kit for team fights, and you're already invested in lane clear in the first place. Let's not even use it. Let's just attack more. In fact, you might even miss an auto attack if you were to cast a Penetrating Round and kind of reset your animation. I think that actually works backwards from what it is, but you know what I mean. You move into position, you get a Penetrating Round, you move some more, you missed out on an auto attack. You guys are targeting well, though. I mean, this is the right call right now. You guys have had a rough go of it. And the buildings are very mad at you. The game's going to go on by the looks of it. Oh, that's a shame. Ah, that's a shame. I think we just walked into core. And we didn't have to. And then this just hits so hard, and that building's so mad. Oh, and just walking into everything. Just bad. I'll say bad luck. That's just bad luck. That's just bad luck. With Arthas, Joe, go ace in the hole. You're not wrong that that is more optimized for the type of team you have, but we are on Battlefield of Eternity, and I understand with Vala, Jaina, and the off lane having a lot more burn than Arthas did. I get why we did the Exterminator we did. And you have been doing a good job being on top of camp, so I'm not opposed to it. And I think this talk about auto attacks will just make you even better when you do get to it. There's one other setting that might help you out too. Let's see, why? Uh-oh. My escape button isn't working, so I won't be able to show another setting. Ah, there we go. Looks like we just had to get back to non-everybody view. There is another option. You can do mouse and keyboard. Where is it? There's like a targeting reticle you can set up so that you can always find your mouse. Inverted drag scroll, colorblind, disable screen shake, smart commands through minimap, target info panel. Cursor guides. Yes. So you're already aware of them. Perfect. Yes. Cursor guides could help you out just to find yourself in the thick of it, since we are so right-click important here. So they're burning. Artanis is swiping for some reason. He might have been dodging something I missed earlier. They're going to swap it off. It's going to go into top lane. This bottom pressure is really rough. Situations like this make you wish you had like a Tracer, Genji, Murky, somebody who could actually push out this bottom a really far away and then still get back for free. Oh, you guys are... Ooh. Wait for it. Please wait for it. I want to see this work. I want to see this work. Don't go yet. Wait till it spawns and they all... Oh, Johanna. Johanna's in on it. Oh, I want this to work out for you guys. You can use, if anyone's curious at home, you can use your own minion waves to take a guess as to where their minion waves is. The maps are a little asymmetrical, but you can see that this one's leaving this gate, this one's leaving this gate. So watch your own minions here, and when they reach right here, you could go running through to the core. Oh, please pull it off. Please pull it off. You guys are being very patient. You don't know where the enemy team is at all, though. We do. We know they're pushing towards Arthas at the moment. But he could. Did he take level 20 Sindragosa? He did not. He took Death's Advance. Oh, here you go. Straight on the Hyperion. Nice, nice. Just stand in that. It's just a root. It's just a root. It's just a root. It's gonna be fine. Oh, just keep attacking. Oh, go Hyperion, go. There we go. You don't even have a bayonet in this skin. You're just banging it with a shotgun. No. Oh, no. Oh, no, Crushinator. You lost your team the game by walking too much. That's the brutal truth of it. If you had just stood still. Oh, no. That was a great call, though. That was a really cool call. Oh. Oh, man. All right. Great siege damage. And I liked all the soaking you did because you had the splash for your team without something else in mind. Yeah, that'll be a tough lesson. That's something you'll have to... But you'll definitely remember. Well, I hope you found that helpful. Sounds like you just need to chill.